So, the WWE Network, after almost 3 years of anticipation and just putting it off and doubts and everything, it finally gets released. The press conference was today. Well, just finished really 2 minutes ago. And they announced it for February 24th, 2013, in about 42 days, I think it was. There's a countdown even on WWE.com. They said they're going to show it on Raw and SmackDown. I'm sure it's going to be at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. You're going to get used to that clock because you're going to be seeing it everywhere. And as Cena said himself, once that clock strikes zero, sports entertainment has changed forever. And I have to agree with him because this announcement was a lot, more in depth than I thought they would have went. They literally showed just like an iPhone or Apple when they do their new iPhone or the new Mac. They have the screen and they go through it little by little, and it's pretty much the same thing as Classics on Demand. The only really big difference is the original content that they'll have on there, such as Legends House, which was filmed 3 years ago when the network idea was first put out there, and well, I don't think I have to really explain it to you guys, but for those of you who don't know, they pretty much take, I think it's 6 or 8 legends, and they put them in a house and just see how they cope with each other. I think it's Tony Atlas, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Roddy Piper, Mean Gene Okerlund, Howard Finkel, Hillbilly Jim, and I think that's it. I think 6. Pat Patterson and Jimmy Hart. Those are the 8 guys, and I'm surprised I remembered that. But those guys are all living together, and it looks like a good show. It's like one of those like Surreal Life. I don't know if you guys watched that. Maybe I'm outdating myself, but pretty much like that. And any sort of WWE reality show, I think after Total Divas, I wouldn't give it. I wouldn't give it a. I won't bash it just yet because Total Divas, it started off a little rocky, but after not taking it so seriously and really, it was not a bad show. I thoroughly enjoyed Total Divas, and Total Divas is one of the other shows that'll be exclusively on the network, as well as a show called WrestleMania Rewind, where they pretty much go over the greatest WrestleMania matches and talk about just the backstories towards them. Pretty much, what's that DVD called? The True Story of WrestleMania. They went through every WrestleMania and did a backstory on it. And I guess now you're going more in depth where you pretty much take the matches and you talk about the backstories towards them. And another great, I'm sure some interviews that you'd never seen before. They showed clips of Shawn Michaels talking about his match with The Undertaker. You saw Daniel Bryan talking about Hogan and Andre. So stuff like that, it's great to see. And then you had the Monday Night War DVD. I'm used to saying DVD. The Monday Night War TV show. They're gonna have a whole series on that, where they pretty much talk about the war between WCW and WWE on Monday Night Raw versus Nitro. Not really sure what more they can really say on it that hasn't already been said. You've had countless numbers of DVDs just mentioning it, and I guess you really need to bring in guys who haven't really talked about it all that much, such as Bill Goldberg, maybe Sting, maybe Hulk Hogan. So guys like that'll really shake things up a bit, because you really have the same interviews all the time. You got an Eric Bischoff old 2003 interview, you got the old Hogan interviews. They've been replayed over and over again. And but if they do have original content, then sure, put it on there and it'll be great. What else there was? There was some I forgot what it's called, WWE Countdown or something, where you pretty much, I think it was the fans vote and they do a whole countdown on the greatest superstar, greatest entrance, greatest theme music, greatest whatever. Another, fairly decent show, not hard to put together. Fans vote and they make a thing. They got guys talking. Nothing wrong with that. But I think the biggest thing is the fact that every single pay-per-view will be streamed on the network, including WrestleMania. And I think the lady who was talking about it, she said if you were to buy every pay-per-view regular price in HD, you were looking somewhere around 600 or 900. How much was it? Yeah, 600 and something dollars. Or maybe it was 9. It was a lot anyway. And, well, it definitely was 9. Yeah. And if you buy through you subscribe to the network with a 6-month commitment, it's $9.99 a month, and you get every pay-per-view, you get every Raw, post-show and pre-show, you get NXT Superstars, Total Divas, you get all the archives of the old pay-per-views of ECW, WCW, and WWE. For $10 a month, that's a pretty big bargain. All these DVDs behind me ain't worth having those now, because pretty much everything will be on that network, and it's great. If you You know, like if you want to go watch Battleground 2013, it's literally just typing it in, and there you go. You just start watching it right on the spot, and it's great. It's definitely worth the $10 a month with a 6 month commitment. I don't know. It's kind of, if you don't like it, it's one thing. But I subscribed to the NHL Network, and I honestly watched it for 2 weeks, and that was it. Like, thankfully, I didn't have to commit myself to it. It was merely just like I subscribed for a season and then just stopped because I found myself not watching it all. But with Raw and SmackDown, like I stream it already through online. So now I guess I have a reason to buy the network. But the only thing is, it won't be available in Canada. They said until late 2014, early 2015. So for those of you in the United States, you get it good. You get to right on the release day of February. I have to wait about a year, which isn't bad. I'm not, whatever. It's not that big of a deal to me, but it would be cool just to try it out. And I think their goal was at least 1 million people, and I don't think they're gonna have a problem with that at all. Especially being only $10. I was thinking at least 15 was my original guess, but 10's hell of a deal, and just the programming itself I think is worth it. You got Legends House, you got Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, and everyone watches the pay-per-views one way or another, so why not? But that's pretty much it. Great to see guys like Austin back, DX doing their little shtick, and Stephanie was there. Cena did the whole closing segment. Vince did the opening segment. Who else was there? A bunch of executives, but no Hulk Hogan. There was a lot of rumors about Hogan being there, but didn't happen. Not a big deal. I guess save the pop for WrestleMania or whenever he plans on showing up. That'll be good. But there were rumors of him being there, but I guess he didn't come out. So that's all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.